What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. The first thing you're going to see guys, other than the team, is the marquee matchups for this weekend. Quite a long episode today. We've got the marquee matchups and we've got the first 10 games of Foot Champs. The team on the screen is what we're using. The SBC Chadley and the SBC Chan. I've gone for the SBC Hazard at striker, the SBC Son, the Red Walcott that I've got, the Inform Kante. And then just one of the most reliable defences ever of Smalling, Bailly, Bellerin, Clichy and De Gea in net. What I've had in previous weeks would have been Inform Kyle Walker at left back instead of Gael Clichy, but I'm more than happy to use Gael Clichy. And I've also had Butland in goal instead of De Gea. However, I am more than content using De Gea. I want to talk a little bit about the team as well and where I want to go with it. So the aim is to just keep improving this BPL team, right? The aim is just to keep getting cards that are worth it through the SBC. And what I value as worth it, guys, is either an unusable card that is a very good price. And for me right now, with these current SBCs, a very good price is like 40,000 or less. And I know that's difficult because of the 84s and 85s going basically extinct. Or a usable card at a reasonable price. So that's a card that I'm going to potentially use in fun squads or as a substitute for 100,000 coins or less. And then usable cards, just like 100% like this is going in my team card. And I'll pay pretty much any amount of coins for those. I'm looking to stick with BPL right now because I want to give this attacking trio a full chance. Of course, over the past few weeks I've been using Lacazette, and then not Lacazette, and then Lacazette again, and then not Lacazette, and I tried to get that Dembele card at right forward, and I sold him on, and I want to find an attack that is brilliant, and then can be improved on, and you know, the Diego Costa was a good purchase, but didn't really suit me or my playstyle. I played him at centre mid last weekend, and I thought he was very good. This weekend we've changed up the midfield and I want to try that Nasser Chadley. I kind of wish I got that Dembele now and that Willian card. I would have been happy if I'd have got those, but I wasn't so sure that I was definitely going to be sticking with that. You know, if I stuck with the Lacazette, you know, the Willian wouldn't have got used. It would have been a waste of coins. So I was in two minds. Like when a card like Willian was like over 200k. I didn't want to just go and blow that sort of money. Now you can see in the top left corner we've actually got like a huge amount of coins available to us, which is awesome. We've also got a nice amount of coins in the club, but I was talking to Nick about this the other day. It's interesting that if I did no SBC cards, I would probably have well in excess of 3 million coins right now. And that's pretty crazy. It's genuinely like I could have Ronaldo, Bale and Messi in my team and not these SBC cards, but I'm actually happier that I've done it this way because I really like these SBC cards. You know, I'm struggling to find teams to fit them all in. With that being said, I'm enjoying using them. Like I got that De Rossi card on day one of the SBCs, and I'm so glad I got him because the amount of times I bought him on as a sub and he has come up clutch with a tackle or with just a sprint back to get in a block or, you know, an interception. He's been like instrumental in my game, and yes, okay, he's only a sub, but that's kind of where we're at with that. Now, I've also got another topic I want to talk about today, and that's pro players, bronze benching, informs, what counts as an inform or a special card, legends, handicaps, scripting, momentum. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to talk about it in detail, and I'm going to talk about it at the end of the video because I've got obviously some comments from you guys first and foremost. So we'll get into that as you watch these marquee matchups. We'll also talk a little bit about the gameplay as it's going through. But yeah, let's get into this video. And of course, if you guys could drop a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. Toby May Gaming says, hi Nep, do you think that if, say, Diego Costa got a 92 team of the season, do you think he would become a walkout? Because Hummels had a non-walkout card, then his inform was a walkout. Yes, I do think he would be a walkout. I don't know how the walkouts work and don't work. As somebody like replied to Toby May with the fact that I got Rakitic in my rewards yesterday, and Rakitic isn't a walkout, and he's an 87 rated centre midfielder. But Fabregas is a walkout, and he's an 86 rated centre midfielder. I don't know how they define who is and who isn't a walkout. But I would believe so that it would make him the elite striker. It would make him the highest rated possible striker, meaning that he would be a walkout, unless there's obviously several other strikers that are higher rated than him at that time, that time in the game, which I don't necessarily think would be the case. So yeah, I would say he would become a walkout. CR7 official, bit of a long one here, but an interesting topic that I want to discuss just very briefly. He says, "Hey Nep, I don't know if you'll read this because my comments usually get buried in all the other ones and I don't get read in your videos." He didn't say I don't get read, he said don't get read in your videos. "My question is relating to getting more noticed. I don't really care about doing YouTube as a job because I don't even monetize my videos. I don't have editing software beyond iMovie and I can only upload a video every couple of months. The thing is that I work really, really hard on them and I only get about 60 to 80 views. I have a couple more in the works right now because I have more time during Christmas break from college. I'm just wondering what ways are there to get my videos more recognition so people can see them. Anyways, thank you so much for the series and all the hard work and very dedicated, virtuous and kind YouTuber." Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. There's something that needs to be said about people who get low views. By the way, I started using my attribute cards. You would have seen on Twitter that I started using them. We asked in a video, but before I get back to CR7 official's comment, I asked in a video probably last weekend actually if I should just use these attribute cards that I've got in the club because they're just sitting there doing nothing, right? So they're not huge boosts, they're mini boosts, they're only boost one stat. They're going to be mostly bronze. The first time around was some silvers because I just had some silvers that I've picked up through bronze packs or through just the packs that we've got throughout the year so far. And I decided to use them today. I just, I've had 2 bad weeks. I don't think that they're game changing, to be perfectly honest. I think the plus 10 ones are game changing, especially if you've got the manager boost, so it's actually plus 15 every stat. I think those could be those could make a huge difference. But these silver ones, I put them on, and I wanted to show you that I put them on, so you didn't at one point or another see that I had an attribute card on one player after they scored and thought that I was trying to hide that I was using them or something. I'm using them. I'm openly using them. As I've said previously, they're in the game. They're there to be used, and I didn't go out of my way to buy them to make someone's day worse. I literally went and used the ones that are just in my club, and I only have about 60 games worth. So after next weekend's weekend league, they'll all be gone, and then I won't be using them anymore. So that's why I had those on. For CR7 official's comment though, you're getting 60 to 80 views. That's something. That's something. You can't turn your nose up at that. It seems like you're upset not upset. That's the wrong word. It seems like you want the 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 views, or you just want to see growth. You need to look at growth over time. You can't look at it per video and be like, oh, I got 60 to 80 views this video and 60 to 80 views that video. You need to look at it like, okay, what did I get last year at this time? And am I ahead this year at this time? I know that's like a really long wait to have to see something, but it's the truth. In any business, the year on year is what people look at to see if the business is growing or faulting. And if it's faulting, then you make changes. But if you're growing year on year, you just got to either keep on going and accept that growth rate or try and change it to improve that growth rate. The fact that you're getting 60 to 80 views and you only upload every couple of months, that's not bad. That's not bad. And the way I would suggest to carry on is just to carry on. Is see if you could potentially get a better upload schedule of instead of once every few months, once a month or once every few weeks. If that's too hard for you, you're going to unfortunately have to accept the fact that in today's world of YouTube is a business, and whilst you may not care about doing YouTube for a job or caring about doing it as a career or making money off of it, YouTube do care about that. So YouTube will push videos that hit certain criteria. The thing that people watch is what an eye-catching thumbnail or an eye-catching title. And Philip DeFranco said in a recent video that there is an unfound theory that videos that are not monetized don't get pushed by YouTube because they don't make anything off of it. So they don't care about your video. So it would be prudent for you, even if it's not what you want from it, or even if it's not worth it for you, financially, it would probably be prudent for you to just monetize those videos anyway, because you may well just see a spike in views from 60 to 80 to a video to 100 to 150 a video just because you're monetizing the video. And that's how it is. When I look back year on year, I like to personally look at a few things. I like to look at how many views am I getting per video compared to last year, and so, like, this year is very similar to compared to last year. But I also like to see how many minutes watched am I getting, and is my watch time increased? Because if my watch time has increased and my minutes watched has increased, it means although I may be getting the same views or marginally less or marginally more, my viewers are staying for longer, which for me is growth. The way obviously YouTube monetization works, that a lot like minutes watched is important for monetization. So for me, year on year, I'm making more money, which is a bonus regardless of whether it looks on the face of things that I'm doing better or worse. I actually get some tweets sometimes saying, "Oh, are you upset that this person has more subs and views than you? Or are you upset that this time last year you was getting this many views?" For me, it's not about what other people do or don't do. I wish everyone the best of success. And no matter who you are or how you try, or whether I like you or your content, I wish you the success. You know, if you're putting the time and the grind in for YouTube, I hope you do well. I hope you get out of life everything that you want. But for me, it's not about what you do or don't do. It's about what I do, what I need, and where I'm at. And right now, compared to last year, I'm better off financially, and I'm in a good place. Like I'm enjoying the content that I'm making, which throughout FIFA 16 and specifically FIFA 15. There was a lot of the time where I wasn't enjoying the content I was making, and that for me is like a cardinal sin of YouTube, and something that today, right now, you will see me preach to people and say, if you're not happy with what you're making, why would you expect your viewers to be happy with what they're viewing? And that was one of the reasons why I was struggling in FIFA 15. Like, I wasn't struggling for views, I was still getting decent views, but I was struggling in a sense of I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I wasn't happy with the content I was making. I wasn't happy with the content you guys were watching. And it was showing. You could see it. The likes were down, the views were down, the minutes watched were down. And it just became an arduous process of, okay, there's new packs. I'm going to do a pack opening. I've uploaded the pack opening. I didn't care about that. You didn't care about that. And it was terrible content. Fast forward to FIFA 17, and I love this game. Yes, I get frustrated with this game, but I love this game. I love what EA have done with the game. I love the SBCs. I love the FUT champions. I still think that there's huge room for improvement. I think there's a lot of things that EA can do to improve this game further still. But overall, I'm enjoying the content that I'm making, and I think that's something that's important as well for you, that if you're enjoying what you're doing, you will continue to enjoy that and get more views. So hopefully that helps you out, dude. I don't know if it does. I'd never know if things I say like that actually help people, but hopefully it does. Genius work. Says, anyone else tired of coming up against Smalling, Bailly and Kante? They're a pain in the ass to come against. Dude, it's like, they are seriously the three of the best players in the game. Why bother purchasing, say, Sergio Ramos or a legend centre-back or Jerome Boateng when Bailly and Smalling, 20, maybe 25k for the pair of them, are going to do exactly the same, if not a better job? Why bother? Why bother spending the money? Look at the defence I'm playing FUT Champs with right now. I've got Hector Bellerin, a 79 rated, Gael Clichy, an 80 rated, Bailly and Smalling, an 82 and an 84 rated. That's my defence. If you would have said to me at the start of FIFA, in the most competitive game mode we've ever seen in FIFA, you will be running with a defence that consists of a 79, an 80, an 82 and an 84, I'd have been like, no. I'm going to be having Alaba or Alba or Marcelo. I'm going to be taking Boateng, Pepe, Ramos. I'm going to be taking, Dani Alves at right back, or whatever in form. I'm going to be taking legend Zanetti to go at right back. I would never have thought in a million years that this would be the team that I ended up running with. And here we are. I actually posted a tweet yesterday showing like the team that I'm using only has 2 players over 84 rated. Now, while the rating doesn't mean anything, if you think about that in the terms of like cost per rating, I have 2 90 rated players. One of them obviously is untradeable. One of them is David De Gea, which you can swap out quite easily for Butland. And then I have a few 84 rated players, Walcott, Kante, and Smalling, and then everyone else is like 82 or 81 or 80 or 79, and that's crazy because the cost, like the general cost of an 84 rated player in this FIFA is around like 6,000 to 10,000 coins. So I've got Theo Walcott up there, but you could quite easily go and get a different 84 rated right wing, or like an 82 or an 83, like a Shaqiri or something like that. and he would do probably just as good a job. So, yeah, when people say, I can't compete with these super teams, it's not about whether the team is high rated like this guy with his Paul Pogba and his Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Doesn't matter that he's got Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, because for me, my Hazard at striker and Kante in midfield, they do the same job as his Paul Pogba. In fact, this is going to be the game that I lose, isn't it? No, it's not. I know it's not. I won my first 8 games here on Foot Champs, and I was feeling good, man. I was feeling super good, and after those first 8 games, I lost 2 games in a row to 2 opponents that I really should have beat. But not only 2 opponents that I should have beat, 2 opponents with like really, really bad teams, and that's why you'll see team is not relevant. You will see it more than ever in this video. James B says, who else has watched every episode so far? James B and every one of you that has watched every episode so far, I thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support you give. It's nuts, dudes. It's nuts. I have like a core viewership on this series of around 70,000 to 80,000 views. Sometimes I get a little bit more than that, up to the 90s and 100s, and like for reward videos, and every now and then a video will push up to like 120, 130,000 views. But in general, there's around like 70,000 of you that show up every day, every video. That's amazing. That is truly amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for your views. Semi-Pro Club says, in my opinion, you getting the SBC Lacazette was a poor choice. Had you used Son for a few more weeks, who you've said can finish just as well as any player in the game with his low-driven shot, you'd be able to afford a legend striker by now, and you wouldn't have to use Fekir solely for chemistry. I know you don't like people telling you what to do, but it's just a slight criticism. Love the series. It wasn't a poor choice because I didn't have the foresight to know what was coming in the future. Had I known all these Christmas SBCs were coming out, I probably would have been like, no, I'll just wait, because it wouldn't have made sense. But Lacazette was instrumental in me getting my first ever Elite 1 run, my first ever 34 wins. He was game-changing. I've played 150 or so games with Lacazette, and I don't regret for a second getting him. He didn't even cost me that much. After everything sold in the packs and stuff, it was about 150 to 200,000 coins. I would do it again. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Even knowing what I know now, I would do it again just because of how important he has been to this series. There's something to be said that some of the SBCs have done haven't really been that useful or that relevant. You know, I bought that Jensen card. I think he was about 13,000 coins. It was really cheap, really easy to get. I thought I'd end up playing a crap ton of games with him. I thought he'd be the Super Sub of Dreams. And then EA brought out another card and another card and another card. And we learn things about the game. We develop our opinions on what's important and what players we want to use and what players we don't want to use. And things change. And I'm sure now I'm saying to you guys, I love this team that I've got. I think Chadley and Chan are fantastic in the midfield with Kante. It's brilliant. You know, last weekend I was telling you guys how much I love Diego Costa at centre midfield. This weekend he's not in the team. My opinions change so drastically on what works and what doesn't through how I feel within the game. You know, if all of a sudden I start sitting there thinking, you know what, Walcott's just not cutting it for me, I'll change him. And I might be saying right now, Walcott is amazing. His pace, his shooting is brilliant. But I also might be saying in a few days' time, he's absolute garbage. But I will say this about Lacazette. Lacazette is a deadly player. 88 pace, 88 dribbling, 88 shooting, 83 physical, and 84 passing. Like, that's worth it. Even just for an impact sub, that's worth it, in my opinion. And the thing that I love about the SBC Lacazette and the SBC Jonas and Giovinco is that you're not just sinking coins. You have an opportunity through the rewards that you get to recoup some of that loss, or even all of that loss, or all of that loss and profit. And because of that, I again stand by the fact that it was entirely worth it. It was entirely worth picking up that SBC Lacazette. And initially I'd used Fekir just for chemistry, or actually I tried Fekir to see if he was good enough, and he was great. He'd done a good job for me. He's played over 100 games, he's got over 50 goals, over 50 assists. For a right forward, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, if the combined total, if I gave you a combined total of 200,000 coins for a striker and a right forward, that in 100 games are going to get you between them 150 goals and 100 assists, you take that. Especially considering their Foot Champs and Div games, you would take that. So, yeah, I mean, you're not really telling me what to do, but the SBC Lacazette, you're saying that now that it was a poor choice because of what you know now, what we didn't know back then. You can't make choices in hindsight or in foresight. I can't sit there and now, like for example, I'm still at this moment in time. I don't know if it'll be there when you're watching the video. The Fernandinho SBC is out. I can do the Fernandinho SBC for probably around 70 to 80,000 coins. I'm sitting here wondering, do I do this Fernandinho SBC or not? I don't have the foresight to know if in a week or 2 weeks or a month, another SBC BPL midfielder is going to get thrown in the mix that is better than Fernandinho. So, I have to make a decision based on how I feel and what I know, and that will be whether I make the decision of buying the card or not. But yeah, if I could go back and look at all those SBCs that I just never use now and be like, oh, let's go and get my money back for those, of course I would. But at the time, it was the right thing to do. You know, FIFA is a game that requires a lot of time invested, and I've played already 700 games on this account. Any player that's played over 100 games for me is worth it. Like, if they've made an appearance, even as a substitute, if they've made an appearance 100 times or more, they have obviously been an instrumental part of my team throughout Division 1 and throughout FUT Champions. And you just can't knock that. You just cannot knock that. Zerge says, Nep, I was thinking about the price of 95 informed Ronaldo, and he's currently around 3 million coins, whereas gold 94 Ronaldo is around 1.5 million coins. Rather than spending an extra 1.5 million for a slight upgrades on each stat, do you think it would be better to buy 94 Ronaldo and apply a plus 10 attribute card for every game? Alternatively, to save money, you could also apply a hunter card, increasing shooting and pace, and then apply either physical, dribbling, or passing attribute card. This is an interesting topic because outside of the whole taboo of should you use attribute cards or shouldn't you, this is a debate I had a few years ago in FIFA 14 and FIFA 15, and it's simply like, when you've got the opportunity to buy a player who's marginally better than another player for considerably more price, is it not more beneficial to just apply attribute cards? And the answer is both yes and no, depending on varying circumstances. So if the circumstance is that you're going to play 1,000 games with that player, then no, it's not worth it. Because if you play 1,000 games and buy 1,000 attribute cards to put on that Ronaldo, even at the 200 coin attribute cards, you know, like you say, if you put the individual ones, 200 times 1,000, you're spending 200,000 extra coins. And that at that point, that's, you know, buying the bog standard bottom ones. Even if you buy the bronze ones or the silver ones at 600 coins, you know, that's 600,000 coins. The gold ones are around 3,500 coins. So let's say even on a good day you get them at 3,000 coins. You're spending another 3 million coins. You could basically have bought the other Ronaldo on the attribute cards you're selling. You're buying. If, however, you are going to play just 100 games, sure, maybe that's worth it, because your 100 games at 3,000 coins is 300,000 coins. So you're going to get a 99 Ronaldo for an extra 300k for basically a 1.2 million net profit, which is pretty interesting. I don't think buying attribute cards is ever really worth it. I think using attribute cards that you've got is worth it, but they will never change the game enough to the point where it makes you the money back that you spent on the attribute cards. And that's why I think from what you're saying, yes, it's worth it. If you bought Ronaldo for 1.5 million, bought 100 attribute cards at 1,000 coins and spent 100,000 coins on him, then sold him back for 1.5 million, lost your tax, so you've lost 175,000 coins in total, 75k on tax and 100k on attribute cards. And so you've basically paid 175,000 coins to play 100 games with a 99 Ronaldo. Is that worth it? In that logical instance, yes, it is. But it's not just about what you spend compared to what you don't spend. It's potentially about what you lose compared to what you gain. And is that attribute card Ronaldo going to gain you enough to the point where you have got value out of him? Because the 100,000 coins that you're going to spend on attribute cards, you could have just bought another player instead. Or you could have opened bronze packs and got attribute cards. There are so many other alternatives. So it's the answer is both yes and no. Yes, in terms of straight value of. By the way, look at this team, man. Look at this team. 2 silvers, Strootman, Emre Can, Koulibaly, a common right back. I was looking at this team thinking, yeah, jackpot. But yeah, basically the answer is both yes and no. It depends on your circumstance, how many coins you have spare, what you're looking for out of a player. But the truest answer, is it worth it in the long run? No, it's not. Don't waste your coins. Nicholas Rubin says, Nep, here's what you do. Buy Petit, give the French link on the right side, time you bought a legend for the series. And I see people tell me to buy legends a lot. I don't want to buy a legend for the sake of buying a legend. I'm not looking to buy a legend. If I buy a legend, it will be because it's a huge improvement on the current player that I have. And buying Petit isn't a huge improvement on anyone, especially buying him just to give chemistry to someone else. That's a ludicrous reason to buy a legend. There was also another comment. No, I must have not picked it just because of it's basically the same thing. But yeah, I don't want to pick up legends just for the sake of picking up legends. You know, that's basically the same thing as picking up these SBC cards just for the sake of picking them up too. And I have picked up some of them because they were cheap, or we've been through this, yada yada yada. But in general, look at that for a goal, by the way. Perfect tackle in the box, and it falls straight back to him. In general, I don't want to just, as I say, I don't want to buy a legend just to buy a legend. If I buy a legend, it will be a legend that I know will improve my team. Someone like Patrick Vieira, someone like Ruud Gullit, someone like maybe Laurent Blanc, although a lot of the pros have gone off Laurent Blanc recently, as well as Bateson. So, basically a legend that's going to be hugely instrumental, and there's just no need. We end up losing this game. I was so angry with myself for losing this game. The game that I lost 5-0 was a close game that I just fell apart in. After he scored that second goal, my defence just capitulated. I had no chance to get back into the game, and I started playing angry, and it let me down. In this game, I lost this 3-1. Look at where my shots are from. This was one of those games, his keeper just made super save after super save, and he hit me on a couple of counters and got the goals, and I end up losing the game. Really disappointed to be 8-2 after 10 games. I know, like, the one game that I lost 5-0 was quite an even game that could have gone either way, but I really felt like at this point in time I should have been 10-0, not 8-2. At worst, 9-1, but here we are. 8-2 after the first 10 games, not a bad performance. People tell me to use Son at striker, Hazard at left forward. I've played with that. I've played around with that. I've used Son at striker. I've used Hazard at striker. This is the setup that suits me best. I have Costa in here right now because Emre Can was injured, but this is the setup that suits me best. Hazard at striker is the better option for me. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having or have had a fantastic Christmas. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the amazing support. I'm out. Peace.